Memento Mori roughly translates to remember death, but Memento Morimoto translates to remember the Iron Chef. Hello and welcome to the special Reboot edition of Charmed Chats with Kendra.
And Kat.
I literally came up with that one within seconds of seeing the title. I'm like, Memento Mori, Morimoto. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
I miss Iron Chef. I miss having cable to watch Iron Chef and Trapped.
Yep. I apologize if my voice is a little off today. I am, the weather changes kick my butt every time.
Every time.
Every time. And it went from being 40 to being 60, being back down to 40 and raining. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. On the bright side, one of my little windowsilly plants in the kitchen has sent up one sprout.
Nice.
One sprout. It is the daisy plant.
Nice.
It's the only one who's sprouted thus far. And I used some of the extra material from those kits to shore up the green onions, which seem to be like doing well rooting, but they don't look all that much different up top. But they'll eventually get planted outside once I actually fucking dig up that back garden plot and fill it with real topsoil.
Yep.
That's not full of weeds already.
Yep. Yep. Let's get to a summary, shall we?
Yes, we shall. We open with Charity climbing the stairs as Macy has a nightmare. Charity wakes her up for breakfast. Everything is creepily okay. Maggie is trying to make a collage video for Kappa when she notices some bruises on Macy. Macy, it seems, has been having memory lapses, and Elder Pantsuit gives her a summoning compass to call her just whenever. Maggie and Mel spill the beans on Fiona to Macy. She eventually agrees to keep the secret. Charity and Harry reminisce about her pre-Elder days while in bed. Macy suddenly remembers how she got her burns and runs to the attic. Charity, realizing her ploy didn't work, wipes Macy's memory. Macy awakes, back in her bed, not recalling any of the last day. Charity asks Harry to heal the burns and forbids Macy from leaving the house to talk to Dr. Julia. She tells the others to watch for, quote-unquote, strange behavior. Charity asks Harry to track down Elder Hairstick. Harry reminds her of the anniversary of Fiona's death. Dr. Julia tells Parker he's on the way to being cured of his demon half. Lucy crashes Parker's brunch date with Maggie and slips something into his Bellini. Harry goes to Elder Hairstick's office where he finds a note indicating a follow-up with Macy. Macy wakes from another nightmare and finds Elder Hairstick's body in a trunk in the attic. She starts to panic and asks Harry and Charity how she can be contained. Charity advises binding her powers. Harry is decidedly against it. Macy fills in her sisters, who are also not for binding her powers. Parker collapses in his frat's bathroom. Maggie and Mel bring Dr. Julia up to speed. Her expertise makes them suspicious of the things that Charity has told them. Macy, once more in the attic, remembers more of what happened. She finds Elder Bari's hairstick. She uses it to kickstart her vision and memory. She comes out of it just in time for Charity to knock her out. She wakes up in the vortex, with Charity siphoning power from it. Mel and Maggie run through the house, unable to find Harry, Macy, or Charity. Macy stalls by telling Charity about Fiona. Harry arrives, and all of the pennies drop about Charity's intentions. An epic kickboxing fight begins in the vortex, and the girls use it to render Charity powerless. Back in the attic, Macy shows her sisters how their mother died. Charity, all those months ago, found out about Macy and lost her shit. She tried to stop Marisol from unbinding the girl's powers, but failed. Fiona shows up while Harry is questioning Charity about Marisol and the other elders. She tells Charity that she is the one destined for greatness. Parker tells Maggie that his father is the only one who can cure his current illness. Alistair rescues/abducts Charity from her sentencing. The end.
So much happened.
So much happened.
Little time.
So much happened, and yet a lot of it was so much dialogue that I couldn't put it on the page. Otherwise, be literally just writing out everything.
Yep.
And that's how you do. That's not how I do.
Exactly. And that's why we work so well together.
Uh-huh.
Because we have such different styles.
Oh, yeah. Did it look like Sarah was wearing wigs this episode to you?
It definitely looked like something
Her
was
hairline
up with her
looked
hair.
weird.
Yeah.
in a way that it didn't look weird the entire episode or the next episode. Like,
Yeah, it did. Her hair did look a little odd, but you know,
yeah.
could have just been trying something new. Who knows?
Yeah, but it was a hairline issue. It wasn't her hair just looked weird. It looked like there was now it was if it was a wig, it was an extremely good wig because I couldn't quite tell if it was a wig.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't a wig, what the fuck was up?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Don't know. I liked the logo in this one was like, there was like a little bit of light going past it.
Yeah, there was like a pink light going past and then it turned blue, which I know you didn't notice.
No, I didn't. I just knew it was a light going past. But I like the creativeness of the logo.
Mm-hmm.
They get real creative with it, and I enjoy it.
Oh, for sure.
I enjoy it a lot. I love how at the beginning of the episode, I was like, is Macy in a dream? Is she in a coma? Is she in a snow globe? Like, what is happening right now?
Well, she's certainly not in Maggie's snow globe.
Yeah. But, like, that was I was like, what is happening right now? And then we see Charity, and it's like, okay, is Charity actually Charity? Or are we still in Macy's head? Like, I was so confused.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the second time we see Charity, she's in a new outfit.
Yeah.
And then the third time we see Charity, she's in a new outfit. And I'm like,
yeah.
She had like 4 outfits this episode.
5 if you count the slip.
True, 5 outfits this time. And I'm just like, this is a lot that's happening right
what
now.
What contractual obligation do the elders have to wearing white? What is with that?
I don't know.
And I found the weirdest of those outfits to be the final one where she's literally got the chains tying her collar to her shoulders.
Yeah, it was a little odd.
It was like the collar itself was a hot air balloon and you had to tether it to the ground. or I just imagine those chains snapping and slapping her in the face.
Personally, though, I think the weirdest one was actually the second one where it was like all lacy.
I liked that one.
I mean, it looked good, but it was one of those where, like, because it was such a juxtaposition to the first outfit.
Yeah.
That I was just like, what is happening right now?
It like was the softest, I think, of all of her outfits, actually. They've typically been pretty sleek.
Yeah.
Even when they're not structured all to hell, like that first dress. Or like that final collar.
And that's why I was like really worried that Charity wasn't actually Charity. Do you know what I mean? Like we've seen.
Yeah, and the actress playing her was doing a really good job of like switching modes very subtly.
Yeah.
A lot of good eye acting.
Yeah.
She's clearly taken some tips from Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I did think it was very interesting that, like, I get the fact that she wanted to get rid of the burn marks because she was trying to hide the secret. That makes sense. It's, you know, seriously evil genius territory there.
I know, right? Well, yeah, pose them as possibly being demonic in origin, and, oh, well, if we can't heal them, that'll be a problem. Here, see if you can heal them. And then they're healed, and you're like, well, I guess those weren't a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing there was the fact of she immediately shuts down bringing in Dr. Julia. And that's when my first thought was like, is she working for Alistar? Like
Not
right
yet,
there, right there at the beginning. I was like, the way that she's like doing this, I don't know what's happening.
See,
so at the end, when he like saves her, whatever, I was like, was she working with him before? Was she like, how did he know it happened? Like, did he plan this? Is he just taking advantage of it? Like, there's so many questions.
I'm leaning towards the side of him just taking advantage of the situation. I don't think she was consciously working with him before, and honestly, I don't think she would have prior to this episode. Like, he waited until she was completely out of options, and then he pounced on her.
Maybe.
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
That's how it reads to me. Because obviously she wasn't happy about being sentenced to Tartarus.
Correct.
But she was somewhat accepting of it as she's being walked around by those dudes with the chain masks. That was interesting.
Yeah.
It felt a little Doctor Who.
A little bit. Yeah, I thought that too.
But yeah, as to the question of how he knew, I'd be intrigued to find out. Where does he have little reporters reporting
Well,
into
and that's
him?
what I said, because he has gotten into her head before.
Yeah, but
So
that
there could be something there. Do you know what I mean?
there could be, but all we saw of that scene was him just getting, like, switching
The paint can.
the paint cans.
Don't know.
Yeah, whether or not we could have seen something else. I don't know, maybe he just kept tabs on her to see if he could do more, or I don't know, he heard of the developing situation and was like, oh, I can get in on this. But I mean, this entire plot of her and killing Marisol and the other elders has nothing to do with him, so I don't think he was really involved in all of this shit.
Right. Though I did think for a moment, because she didn't want them to go down into the magic room in the basement, that she had put Elderbari's body there.
She might have. There was the bit where Harry was like, well, or no. There was the bit after Macy found Barney in the trunk where Charity's like, well, I don't know how this trunk got up here.
Yeah. But it's been here for days.
But Elder Barry has been dead for a few days.
Right.
No, she didn't say the trunk had been there for a few days. She said Elder Barry has been in it for a few days.
Right.
So I'm thinking she might have actually stashed it down there and just monitored Macy until she was, like, freaking out and then stuck.
That could be. Though I did wonder, like, if she's been dead for a few days, why did nobody smell her?
Because the trunk wasn't in the attic.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the only... That's what I said. It's like, that was the only thing. I did think it interesting that she was trying to pin Elderbari's death on Macy, though.
Honestly, kind of genius.
I mean, it's genius.
Well, actually, she didn't technically even do that. Macy did that for her.
But she was... Because she was trying to send Harry to find Elderbari.
Well, yeah, but, like...
So... The way that it all played out, she was absolutely trying to pin Elderbari's
But Macy
death on
walked
Macy.
right into that shit.
She really did.
Mm-hmm.
She really, really did. Maggie also, switching gears a little bit, Maggie has brought up being an optimist more than once in this episode, so I was really, like, wondering how that was going to play in, and then it didn't.
Mm-hmm. That's just Maggie, though.
I know, but, like, I'm still waiting for it to play in somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, because normally when you mention something more than once, it's going to have some sort of significance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that her being an optimist is going to come back at some point. If not this episode, if not next, like some point in the near future, I'm sure that it will come back again.
Yeah.
But I also love the fact that she's like, I don't care what Charity says, we're gonna see Dr. Julia, let's do this. And Mel is just like, cool, you're breaking the rules, I'm down, let's do this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that little moment. That was cute.
Oh, little sister.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. And I do also love the fact that Dr. Julia was like, yeah, demons aren't really into the whole self-harm thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that
They'll
should have been a
harm other
little
people
bit
first.
obvious, but,
Yeah.
you know. I also love that she can automatically tell that the burn marks are from three distinct candles. I'm like, really?
I mean, I get that she can tell that they're probably burn bruises.
Yeah, they're definitely burn marks, but
how could you possibly tell that they're from candles? You're not a forensic person.
Yeah, like if she had said like 3 distinct flames, maybe. Or, you know, or if she had just even said, you know, it's 3 burns. Fine. But saying that it was from three distinct candles, I'm just like,
it was a little
exposition.
convenience.
Yeah, it was all a convenience with exposition thrown in. And then we get the obligatory shirtless towel wearing frat dudes.
Yes.
Just so that we can have Parker pass out and smack his head.
Well, they gotta get their worth out of that bathroom.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen it in one other episode. Well, 2.
But I just thought it was very funny that it was like all of these shirtless towel wearing frat boys.
I guess they all have the same hygiene schedule, which is good to know that they have hygiene.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's just funny to me that like it was just the funniness of coming out of the shower already wearing the towel was just weird because I don't think of that thing because like I don't do the whole public shower thing and like, shared shower thing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't do the whole college living, so
Yeah, I never did, like, I mean, we had, my freshman year, I had, like, a shared shower situation, but there were fewer than the normal amount of girls in that hallway anyway, and there wasn't, like, an adjacent hallway with another bathroom that someone might choose to skip. We were, like, literally we were in between. Our wing was like a huge common area and then another wing like on the other side of the building. So like we generally had fewer people in our bathrooms to deal with. But like I'm struggling to remember what the shower stall situation was, and where I think they might have been deep enough that you had like a little section that could technically be kept mostly dry. And then it would, like, the outer would be separated by a shower curtain, and then the inner would be separated by a shower curtain. So technically you could keep your thing right there. But, like, it wasn't just the stall, and you kept your towel in the stall where it would get weird. Super wet.
Yeah, that's just super weird to me. The whole bringing your towel into the shower with you is just weird. It's just,
well, they can't show that he's actually wearing jockey shorts, so.
It's true. It's very true. Let's see. Oh, I also think it's hilariously funny in this show that it's the text her, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, she's not going to get that text in time, even though texting is, nigh instantaneous.
Also, they didn't think to try
text Macy.
They didn't think to try and text Harry.
Well, yeah.
I get that they're used to just calling him and him coming, but like, if calling him isn't working, maybe texting will?
Well, but here's the thing. The first time, they're outside. They're walking outside in the snow. There's lots of people around. So, like, I literally wrote in my notes, I was like, they text Macy and tell her to stay away from Charity. Though she won't get that in time, I'm sure. And then it's like, and they say they need Harry, but they don't just call him because, they're outside and there's people around. So, I think it is a little weird that they don't try to, like, duck into an alley and call for Harry to orb them out so they get there faster.
Yeah.
But we don't see everything that happens, so they might have tried that and it didn't work or whatever. But I just thought it was very funny. It was like, text Macy. She's not going to get that text message in time because, of course, she won't. We're following things at the speed of plot.
Yeah.
Instead of, actual time.
Yes.
It's like a D&D game. Speed of plot. I do think that it is quite funny that we get to see Macy stab herself in the head with the
like 3
with the
times.
hairpin. Like, that's a thing? That's just weird.
I mean, she didn't really stab herself. She just kind of like placed it and it just went in like a hypodermic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into her brain.
And then the reverse noise coming out.
Yeah. And we get Charity in outfit number 3. And I also love the fact that, like, Charity takes Macy into the magic room down in the basement under the house and, like, uses one of the runes to power herself up.
And it was a little short-sighted of her to cut off Harry's connection to the other girls. Because that's, like, the first thing they'll fucking notice.
Yep.
If Macy's just incommunicado, it could be, like, a demon thing. But if it's all of them, ooh, nefarious plot happening. Chin scratch.
Well, and this just shows that Charity is very short-sighted.
Yeah. She panics, as she said.
She panics because, like, legit, she takes Macy into the magic room, powers herself up, and threatens to kill her because she can't just make her forget. It's like, oh, Charity. Sweet, sweet Charity.
Yep.
You dumb fuck. Like, she tries... I like that Macy's last little, like, last little card that she's holding is mentioning Fiona.
Yeah. It's a good stall tactic.
It is a good stall tactic.
Especially when you can promise proof and know that you can deliver.
Yeah. And I also enjoyed that Charity, in her wisdom of stupidity, gave Macy a compass and was like, call me anytime, knowing full well that she probably wouldn't, because that compass was not a compass to summon her.
Nope.
But I love that Harry recognized that right, like, the second he saw it. He goes, well, that's not her summoning compass. It took him a moment to realize that it was a surveillance device, but he knew instantly that it wasn't the summoning compass.
Yep. Which
kind of makes me wonder, like, does it give off some sort of, like, magic that he can see? Or does it look... Because it didn't look very different.
Well, no, but I think the deal about the summoning compass is that, I don't know, maybe you can feel it summon her?
I don't know.
But if it's not doing that, then he's just like, well, what else can compasses be used for?
Yeah.
To point you toward things. Oh, shit, it's a tracker. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. I really loved seeing the sequence of how Macy, like, in the moment, shored herself up for remembering the stuff before Charity got to her.
What do you mean?
Like, in the memory, she remembered how Charity, like, killed Elderbari and then was talking to her, and she, like, throws a skull at her and throws a couple other things, and then realizing that Charity's gonna, like, wipe her, distracts her with the vase, puts the hair stick under the couch, and then burns herself in quick succession. Like,
yeah.
Fucking go, Macy!
And she doesn't make any noise when she gets burnt.
Yeah, other than the fake noise of hearing her get a little sizzled.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest part in that is also she gets burnt really fast.
Uh-huh. Well, she put them, like, right over.
Yeah. But, like, she got burnt real fast.
Uh-huh. I mean, yeah.
It was a little all inconvenience.
It was,
just
yeah.
a skosh.
Just a skosh.
Tiny
but, like,
bit.
it was well planned for being in the moment.
Yeah. I like that we got to see the full scene of Marisol.
Yeah. Although they couldn't keep consistency with her hairstyle.
No, they really
which kind of
couldn't.
annoyed me.
But that's okay. I
It's it's a couple of clips, dudes. You have the visual. You know how this goes.
Seriously. But I love the fact that Marisol kept Macy such a secret that even Charity didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was like, what do you mean you have 3? What are you talking about? Like, that was a nice little moment. But it was very interesting to me that she gets thrown out the window and is still able to finish the spell while she's lying on the ground dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'd think that she would have maybe finished the spell before she got thrown out the window, and that's why, or whatever, like something. But nope, lying on the ground dying. Your last words are to be in Latin.
It's better for the drama.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite parts of my notes. Charity killed the other elders because they found out that she killed Marisol, but only killed Marisol because she was thinking of the greater good. Yeah, that's psycho serial killer talk for sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
tried
sweetheart.
to reason with them. Yeah, you killed someone.
Yeah, like, that's not...
Oh, man.
No, not so much.
Yeah.
I do think it was very fun that Fiona, because I had to pause it to find out, that Fiona's little bubble is green.
Yeah.
to Charity's purple.
Pink.
It's
pink.
Yeah.
It's pink.
It shows up in my eyes as purple, so.
Yeah, but it's pink.
Okay. I just think it's interesting that they have, like, the contrasting colors, but they work well together.
Yeah, they do.
And I was laughing because I was like, oh right, Harry doesn't know that Fiona's alive. Well, he's taking this well.
Yep. He's very, very shocked, but also like, yeah, I'll act like this is totally normal. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just step out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that they're not trying to make Fiona all that sympathetic, it seems like.
Well, I mean, she spent a decade or two in Tartarus. So,
Yeah, but like...
You know, she's a little pissed off because she thinks her sister sent her there.
No, I get... Well, no, she became an elder afterward. She thinks her sister probably knew about
that
it
they
or
sent
whatever.
her there, yeah.
But no, like, she is just not, you know, acting in a way that is typical of how they would make an audience sympathetic to her. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm getting some nice, like, quasi-evil vibes.
Oh, yeah.
That I love.
Oh, yeah. I am
very different from the concealed quasi-evil vibes that Charity's been giving off.
Yeah, I am very concerned about what Fiona's motives are.
Mm-hmm.
And what she really wants.
Yep.
I am very concerned that she's either going to wind up being just misunderstood or she's going to wind up being evil. And there's no real in between there.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a little concerned about it. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit that she left without saying goodbye to Harry.
Yeah.
I understand why she did it, but it was just like, really? Not even a... Oh, all right.
Oh, sad face.
And then on the other side of the coin, we get Parker with this demonic infection that only his father can cure. And he'd rather die than talk to Daddy. I'm just like, okay, well, let's see. It's charmed. When are we going to find another demon that can cure him?
Probably next episode.
I know, right? Like, we can't leave him in this way for very long because, you know...
Yeah.
Reasons and stuff.
We can't leave anything for very long in this show.
Yeah.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah. It's an interesting episode because there are so many questions that are answered and that yet there are so many questions still to be asked.
Yes.
And like I want to know like the human serum thing that Dr. Julia made that was helping Parker become less demon. He's now gotten a demonic infection, which is making his demon side stronger again. So it makes me wonder, because we know that Daddy Dearest is paying attention via Lucy.
Yeah.
We know this. So it is the question of how much does Lucy know about Parker losing the demon side?
Probably nothing, I would guess.
Probably nothing, but...
I mean, in her normal waking hours.
Right.
Maybe when she's on call, literally, she knows some stuff and then immediately gets mind wiped when the call ends.
Right. So that's my biggest thing. Is like, well, why now? Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, my brain just got to the, oh yeah, when the app is running, she knows. But it can't get her location when it's turned off.
There you go. But like, so she puts a thing into his drink. Mm-hmm. And that gives him this, whatever this demonic infection craziness is. So it's the question of why now? You know what I mean? Because
have to ask Alistair.
Because Alistair wants them to get together. He wants Parker and Maggie to be together.
And he's always wanted Parker to be like full demon. That
Right.
was what he was working to before.
Right. So that's fine. But it's my question of like, why now? Is it because they're getting together? They're getting closer?
Probably.
And so he wants to rip Maggie away from him and that'll bring him to the demon? Like, it's just so many questions. Like, why is he doing what he's doing the way he's doing it?
No, it probably, because he's getting updates from Lucy and all Lucy sees is, what's on the surface with Maggie and Parker. So he's probably basing his timeline off of that.
Yeah. It's just very confusing.
And she knows they're like all the way back together, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to know like how he sent her the vial. That's interesting. Like, did he overnight it? Is he still on that tropical island? Probably not, because he had to travel to abduct Charity.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that. Like, specific action, because it's not a rescue, really.
Right.
Because they're not allies quite yet.
Yeah.
But it's not an abduction because she could refuse.
Well, but she doesn't.
Well, she doesn't, but, like, it's clear he could just turn around and she could just walk away.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, you want it? You want it?
Right, but she doesn't have any powers. They took her powers away.
I know, but she could still, like, walk out of there.
Yeah.
Presumably. Like, he killed the guard, so she's got an opening.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true. All right, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I really want to see more interaction with Fiona and Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he knows she's alive. Like, we barely got any info on what happened before she died. I want to get a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only way to do that is for them to have conversations so we can get a little exposition.
Yeah. I want to know what exactly Charity did that pissed off Fiona so much that she's just out for blood.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, hates her sister and anyone involved with her sister. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, what did Charity do? Other than the fact of she was like, you know,
joined the elders.
I'm the one who's destined for greatness, not you. That sort of thing.
Yeah, who knows where that's coming from?
Yeah. Like, you know, and the fact that she said, we didn't bring this up, but like the fact that she said that the power in the room under the house
was for
is
her.
for her.
I think that's probably a little bit delusion.
Well, but see, here's my question, because like, how long has that room been under there? It hasn't been there.
I mean,
forever.
We don't know.
Like,
we only know when they discovered it.
Right.
It might have been there for a very long time. Because I think we saw Fiona realize when someone entered it, but she'd been in Tartarus before, so it could have been there for a while. People going in, going out, and she wouldn't know.
Well, and I'm fairly certain that it was there when Marisol was there, and that
Probably.
Marisol knew about it, because didn't Harry say something like that a couple episodes back when they first found it? Something about the fact of like. I don't remember that. I don't remember. It's been too long.
It has.
I don't remember. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely give this episode like an 8 out of 10, because like I want to know what happens next. I want to know when a Galvin is going to come back. Like, they didn't mention him at all in this episode.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know that he's been gone for a while on whatever, you know, crazy mission to find out.
Mission to Zix.
Yeah. But like, I understand the reasoning for having him leave, but I'm kind of annoyed by it, because like, you finally got a human who knows what's happening, and oh no, now he's gone.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know. The actor probably had some other contractual obligations to get to.
I mean, probably. I don't know, but I just thought it was very funny. It was like, you know, we had. And it's one of those where it's the meta in me, where it's like, we have this lovely black man on the show. We finally go, yes, he knows magic. Awesome. We can bring him into more things. Oh, nope. Now he's gone. You know, it's like, okay, take out the only male person of color that we had. Okay, bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
You know, it's just a little weird. A little
Yeah.
odd. I hope he'll be back. And I hope when he comes back, he's like a badass. You know?
I hope he's like growing a goatee or something.
Dyed his hair purple. Little mohawk,
maybe just has hair.
Little mohawk, maybe.
Maybe. Or, you know, just some fuzz.
Yeah.
So are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. We have no sign off.